Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2. We have got StarSeries, Star Ladder. It is day number 5. It is game number 1 of 5 games that we'll see today. And we're gonna see, for the first time in StarSeries, Uebelst taking on aSpera. And with me, of course, is Vykromond. Vykromond, welcome back.
I speak for the trees.
You're muted.
Radiant team.
I heard you earlier, but you're muted now. Well, we're gonna assume for now that he is still muted. Maybe I'm muted. I'm gonna hope that I'm not muted. I hope that you can hear me. I see my microphone bar moving around, so I'm gonna assume that that's that. And we have ourselves Uebelst. Of course, the first time that you see them here, because they are replacing CD. Can't hear you. There we go. They're replacing CD, who yesterday started to have some roster issues, and then actually, disbanded perhaps or split up. I believe there was still a lot of hassle going around yesterday, at least, for the team to really decide what they actually were. But they have been replaced. Uebelst Gaming, the German squad, will take their place, and we have got, of course, a lot of Germans on that team that we already have seen before. We also have got a draft that is fairly far on its way. We have got Uebelst, Lifestealer, and OD banned for the first round, and then Weaver, Nature's Prophet, and Visage, and Doom picked up. Doom, a high priority target apparently here for aSpera, who, well, we have seen Doom played a lot more lately than we have in the past. And we have also got an Alchemist banned out, as well as a Dragonite and a Chen, and we're gonna see if Vladimir is back, aka Vykromond. Are you back?
I was here. I just had the sound was piping into a different headset than the one I'm actually wearing, so I was like, man, Sheever is quiet. I was like, oh, that's what's going on.
Well, it's good. I was kind of starting to worry that it was me, but luckily
no,
for
it was
me.
me.
Yeah. Well, we have like Uebelst Gaming. I'm pronouncing that hopefully properly. It means that actually the German word actually means worst or worse, like at least something that's not good.
Oh really?
Yep.
Wrist gaming? That's kind of self-deprecating, I feel.
It is. But this name has been around for a very long time, and basically every German player that you see in the scene has played for this team at one point or another.
It's sort of the catch-all German team, basically.
Yeah.
And who is that with the mouse sports
I believe
avatar,
it is
by the way?
Pass.
It's Pass? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I will ask you to check his team profile later on, but I believe it's Pass.
Yeah, I'll take a look at him in a bit. I mean, Uebelst, they're a pretty good team. They always have some of the strongest German players in the scene. Obviously, 2 ex-Maus right now, so they're a team that's really capable of taking games off people. I know that I can't remember what tournament they were playing yesterday, but they did quite well. It might have been Big Point or something. And then aSpera, of course, a team that we've seen a little bit of already. We do know that they like the Doombringer. Doom is actually, like I said earlier, I really like Doom. I think he's been underrated, so I'm not surprised to see him getting picked up a little bit more after TI3. I felt that when he was at TI3 he did well. It's a hero with tremendous upside. The ult deflates the hopes of almost every strong hero currently in the scene, so heroes like Weaver are really annoyed when they get hit by that Doom.
Yeah, and that's going to be, of course, one of the strengths for aSpera. And they actually have got Troll Warlord banned out against them, which I find quite funny because we haven't seen him that often yet. I'm kind of thinking like there should be more play of him because I still think he's really strong, but we haven't seen him that often just yet.
Yeah, some teams are... I think some teams like him, some teams really don't think of him very much. I do think Troll's a hero with a ton of potential. I know Virtus Pro has run him in some lineups. Kaipi runs him mid every so often. Again, it's a hero who's basically based off his ultimate. Like, his ultimate is really incredibly powerful. And especially in concert with people who can push or people who benefit from great attack speed increases, like people with procs, things like that. Troll can really excel. I don't think we've seen the last time. I think it's a hero we'll see more often.
I think so too. By the way, sorry people in Dota TV, I had you muted. Well, I had muted myself rather. And now you can actually hear me, or you should hear me. And otherwise you don't hear my apology anyway, so that's kind of sad, isn't it? Well, Uebelst, they need one more ban before we can go get ourselves the last pick. Uebelst so far is the only team of these 2 teams that have actually used a bit of their bonus time. And I say a bit of their bonus time, but it's actually almost every single second of their bonus time. Razor gets removed. It kind of indicates that aSpera might want to go for just, you know, having Doom as their only single really core and just hope for Storm Spirit to do really well. But we'll see. A Phantom Lancer. Well, okay, you know what? If we probably talked for a little while longer, we probably could have figured out that that one was coming. Oh, never mind me. I was saying single core. Go Audio's anti-mage is here.
These are two pretty interesting lineups. If memory serves, and I'm not completely crazy, Doom now does disable Juxtapose for the duration. It didn't used to, but since 6.78, I believe that it does. That could actually be a major factor this game. When Doom was still mostly anti-Weaver, there is always the chance that you just whiff it because he goes Lincolns and you accidentally Doom into it. But now with Phantom Lancer, you have a hero who almost certainly doesn't have space to go Lincoln Sphere. And it's interesting that the Uebelst did choose to round themselves out with this PL, because I do think PL is one of the heroes that, since the patch, is fairly vulnerable to Doom. If Inquisitor gets decent farm, and Go Audio, who we know is a very, very strong farmer, is able to build up that anti-mage, I can't really see Uebelst winning fights. They could just have to sort of focus on mostly split pushing around the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, Weavers and Nature's Prophet and Phantom Lancer, all three heroes, can split push fairly well, but then you have the other downside is like one hero can only be split pushing basically at a time, maybe two, but the other three have to keep everybody busy so that the other can actually split push. And the only thing they can really do with that is just, you know, hold their own side, not really fight back, as in just a song for disengaging perhaps, and illuminates the center. So it's gonna be really tough for them to hold their own without fighting, basically, because that's what it's gonna come down to. Uebelst does not want to fight. Gonna see if they have enough there to prevent that from happening, indeed. But let's go for who's playing what. As you already mentioned, Go Audio will play his anti-mage, and Stompa will support him on his Rubik. We have got Zizou playing the Visage for this game. On the mid lane, Sharfik on his Storm Spirit, and then on the off lane, as we've seen many times before, Inquisitor on the Doom will take on the Suicide solo lane.
Yep. Looking up towards Uebelst, it will be on the bottom lane, EDE Dota, playing as the Nature's Prophet in the off lane, probably eventually moving towards the jungle. He's just going to use his treants to block the camps as much as possible, deny a bunch of XP, see what he can get, and then move on. In the support role, Alex, on the Keeper of the Light, I suspect he'll be heading up top. He just started by doing some jungle blocking here to annoy. It looks like Inquisitor was, he really wanted that easy camp to start out with, but he could still probably eat, the Satyr Tormentor. Yeah. Alright. In the middle, we have Exist on the Weaver. Weaver solo mid, not something we commonly see, but certainly a hero that can be competent in this role against, especially against low range heroes like Storm Spirit. And then in the top, we mentioned Alex before. Then we have, oh right, we didn't figure out who this actually is, but somebody is on Naga Siren. I'll do a little bit of investigation. Oh right, Pos.
I believe it's Pos.
So we think it's Pos on Naga Siren, and then Sky on the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, and we have, I mean, I like this mid lane. It's basically the only lane that we're really gonna see some action. I mean, Nature's Prophet should be safe, as he's only trying to get his treants to get stuff to basically annoy the supports from aSpera, mostly as he just failed the double pull from Zizou there. But Weaver versus Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit can't really do anything against this Weaver, while Weaver is actually very strong in terms of harassing Sharfik away. Both have got a fairly short-ish range, and it is pretty difficult for Storm to actually get away from this Weaver. And look at the harassment that he's already been able to do. Storm is really wanting his bottle. He is ahead in last hits, which is of course great, but the killing potential is higher on the side of the Weaver for sure.
Yeah, I do think that Sharfik should be able to be just fine in this lane without too much struggling. But yeah, I think that really don't have any one lane that they're just going to lose people in. And that's a very comforting thing when you have a tricore lineup like this.
Yeah, we have a drawing on the minimap saying that the invisible Rubik should go to behind the tier 1 tower and try to catch out Edward or Ede or EDE on his Nature's Prophet. Let's see if they can. Creepwave is fully pushed out, so let's see. Blink forward, looking for telekinesis, can't find it. And Ede will be fine. We'll be safe. Trying to pull the Creepwave past the tower so that they can't push the tower. Go Audio actually taking a lot of harassment here. He has to be careful. 1 TP and could be causing some issues, but he blinks away. Takes a bit of tower hits while blinking away, actually. But he's fine. Oh, but maybe Sharfik is not fine. Or Exist. It's a pretty scary lane. Are you still here? You seem to have dropped.
Still here. Sorry.
Ah, good. I was starting to worry there. But Exist and Sharfik, I mean, no bottle yet for Sharfik, or at least it is in the courier, but he has to wait because of that, just to try and do something else in the mid lane here. But getting pretty low, both of them, just now.
Yeah, it's definitely a lane where, I mean, the fact is that both of them have good sustained damage. Until StarSeries gets a couple more levels, he's not likely to just burst Weaver down in one go. And Weaver obviously is basically never going to burst Storm in one go. So I actually, unless one of them makes a mistake, I don't think they can kill each other. But it is a tense situation where even a slight mispositioning, if you take a couple tower hits when you're not expecting, for instance, you can definitely just die.
Yeah, both heroes not known for their survivability.
Right.
Early on in the game, especially, of course, as we don't really have supports really coming into gank. I was kind of expecting perhaps Uebelst to try and make something happen. Of course, Keeper of the Light, Naga Siren, not the most standard ganking heroes, but I mean, what's his face? Phantom Lancer doesn't really need any help. So I was kind of expecting maybe them to try and make something happen. What we have got Alex stacking camps in the jungle, or he just did anyway. We have a nice camp sitting there at the big camp. And they actually tried to make something happen here at the tier 1 tower, seeing if they can force Inquisitor to go towards that top lane and defend. Pull creep waves back. That's all you need to do, really. Same thing that Nature's Prophet has been doing. I mean, he's just waiting for his Hand of Midas basically to tick in from the automatic gold, and in the meantime just trying to defend his tower for as long as possible.
Yep. It is POS, by the way. Finally, it took me forever, but I finally confirmed that it's POS. I was trying to go through Steam Community, which is the wrong approach when somebody's keeping their profile private.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. It is POS.
Okay. Well, then that is confirmed. He is actually tagged up, or not tagged up, of course. I mean, otherwise we would have known who he was. So nothing confirmed just yet. He still has a Mousesports logo, but I believe that the Mousesports is, of course, no longer there. Sharfik in a bit of trouble. Exist. Is he gonna try and dive this one? He has got the time lapse. He feels quite secure with this. In comes a regen rune up a storm though, and that was a nice bait. Sharfik with the first blood takes it and gets it, as we have got a disconnect from Vykromond. The action it was too much for him to take, and he just vanishes. We have a couple of bleeps from the Skype. Hopefully you'll bear with me through those sounds, as we still see Nature's Prophet sitting back. He's actually doing fairly okay. I mean, experience is coming into him, so that's basically all you can hope for at this moment.
Are you even trying?
I mean, last hit's not really something that you can expect here, but experience, that's all you really want, so that's cool. And I'm just gonna hang up the call just to have that sound off, so that we can just call Vykromond when he is back again. Of course, oh, and he is actually back again. Look at that. Welcome back.
Hi. I don't know what happened there, sorry.
That happens. We've got a level 6 on the Doom.
What's up?
We have a level 6 Doom.
That's very, very good for aSpera. That's really good timing, even with the blocked easy camp. The thing about Doom is he can
Wait a
still
second.
farm.
Pass. You're dead. There you go. Sharfik though, ensnared. Doesn't really have that much mana left again. And incomes exist as well. They want to try and take him down. He's out of mana. Tries to TP out. Will be in time. Yes, he will. Takes a second kill of the game and gets himself out safe.
Nice thing about getting rid of the Naga Siren is she's the only one who can interrupt your TP.
Yeah.
The kill on Weaver as well, we mentioned that people probably wouldn't die unless they took a few tower shots, so Weaver dove really hard, got hit by the tower. That's not really too surprising. I think aSpera in good position. Getting these 2 kills for your Storm Spirit early on is very, very nice. He's now almost level 8. And with the Doom at level 6, the 2 of them can basically hunt almost anyone at this point. Doom is really going to want Shadowblade, of course, but even so. Yeah, he's going to dump the Doom.
Yeah,
right
he
there.
is going to go for Sky. The dust already popped just in case, but it wasn't even needed. The Doom was there, and the kill is there as well with Inquisitor in the last hit, who is now level 7. It is a jungling Doom with level 7 right now. This is a very good timing for anybody of aSpera. aSpera is doing really nice in this game. Plus, they have GoAudio still free farming, and he is actually, even before Sky died, he was outlast hitting the the Phantom Lancer as the Storm Spirit takes himself another kill. Nature's Prophet, who finally left the top lane, got himself another kill. It's 4-0, 3 of those kills for the Storm. It's going really well for aSpera indeed.
It absolutely is. Storm Spirit, definitely a hero who, if he has a good enough start, can just really do incredibly well. Exist wants to get this kill. I don't think he can do it, actually.
Yes, time lapse. He feels
maybe
quite
he can.
scary. He can. Or not! The stick charges! Oh, yeah. I really think that Exist thought he had him. And then time lapse
for
just
sure.
in case. Or just, you know, because he thought he had him in. Oh,
You don't want to die to the tower after you kill the storm.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Sharfik, he's having a very, very, very good game. I like this Urn choice because he knows that he is going to be able to rack up the kills early, and so you get the Urn for really good sustainability. You can heal up to full after that fight, basically. So I like these choices. I think the Storm Spirit could be a huge factor this game. The Doom Storm is very dangerous. Look for Doom to... we're getting drums first, but I really do think they'll go Shadow Blade, and then you could just get initiated on anywhere. That's a really terrifying situation, because once you're doomed, Storm will just jump on you and finish you.
Yeah, we were talking earlier that Uebelst likes to avoid fights and has got 2 heroes to try and make that happen. Of course, you've got a Keeper of Light and a Naga Siren. If either of those gets doomed, and I mean, they're not even going to be the priority targets, but if they are getting doomed, there's just no way that Uebelst can survive a fight, as in the meantime on the top lane pass will drop again to the Storm Spirit, as Onage is called, and the dust is popped. Sharfik, he's actually going for Sky. In comes a Doom, a Visitor going for him again. Can they actually get this kill?
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, they can. That's gonna be 6-0. In comes Nature's Prophet, still wants to go for Sharfik. He has got a little bit of mana left though. He's trying to bait it out, and that's another kill. Double kill for a Visitor. In comes the Weaver, finally able to pick up a kill. Pass back in this as well, looking for an ensnare, finds it as well, gonna get another kill added to the board, but I think that was still a worthy trade because they have shut down Uebelst quite hard at the moment.
I completely agree with you, Sheever. Even if you lose, sure, Weaver gets on the board, it was kind of inevitable, and in fact he badly, badly needed to at least put a couple of kills on there, but to kill the Phantom Lancer again, and even if you don't even consider the heroes involved, it's a 3-for-2 trade. You get a little bit even more ahead. The Storm Spirit is present for both kills. He gets up to almost to level 10. Even if you hadn't killed the carry, it was kind of worth it. And because you did, and there is this sort of carry race subplot in this game, now your anti-mage is very firmly ahead of where the Phantom Lancer is. And that's a pretty important rivalry, AM versus PL. If the AM is ahead on farm a lot, he can stack up a bunch of damage, he can get things like Butterfly, and then the PL will just... his illusions will melt very quickly. If the PL gets very ahead, he can get the Heart before AM gets any sort of damage, and then PL gets ahead. But now, I don't see PL going ahead for a long time.
Yeah, he is more than 1k gold behind on the anti-mage at the moment.
Yeah.
With the towers being even, of course, that also counts, as anti-mage was able to take the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane. He almost has his Battle Fury ready, by the way. One thing that was, of course, important for those kills for Uebelst is that Naga Siren, who was level 4 when he got killed off as the first kill that Sharfik went for at that point. Sharfik, who is maybe in a little bit of trouble here, takes a lot of damage and gets himself zipped towards the other side of the wall. So he will live. But Naga Siren actually is level 6 right now, because she got more than 1 level from killing off the Doom and the Storm. I mean, they killed off a level 9 and a level 8 hero at the time. They are now 1 level higher, but those were the highest levels on the map. And that's important levels to get on someone that can disengage and save basically your entire team.
Yeah, definitely the level 6 for Naga is a big deal. It would be very nice if they could find... The thing about Naga is she's almost going to have to be in a super defensive role to protect Nature's Prophet at this point. Because this is a level 5 Nature's Prophet, just got his Midas. To help him catch up, they need to make sure that he can farm the jungle without being afraid of Storm Spirit zipping in and killing him. So you're going to see a lot of this, Naga farming maybe like one of the camps, just to sit near where the Nature's Prophet is and make sure that he doesn't get killed by a rampaging Storm Spirit.
The rampaging Storm Spirit might be around the corner. I mean, he's level 11 right now. We have him at the highest level of the game. He is also being kept up in terms of levels by the Weaver, but Weaver just needs a little bit more to be in a dominant position like Storm Spirit is at the moment. We do have Sharfik seemingly taking it a little bit easier though. I mean, he just went top to fight some creeps, found some enemies, and then was able to back away, of course, but he hasn't been, like, I was expecting him to maybe continue to try be as aggressive as he was in those first couple of minutes once he hit level 6, but we'll see if he tries to do something like that again, because he's moving again into the dire jungle.
He is hunting a little bit. He has to temper how much he dives for, actually, because almost always... Oh, he is going to go for the Storm Spirit. I think he's found out the Nature's Prophet. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, Naga was going the wrong way to protect Storm there. I was going to say, when almost nobody on Uebelst is on the map, like for aSpera, which has usually been the case for the last 3 to 4 minutes, you don't want to jump into Storm and find 4 people, including a Naga who ensnares you. Like, The flip side is Uebelst have such little control to actually stop Storm. So as soon as Storm went 3-0 and 1 at the beginning, if I'm Uebelst, I start getting really worried because they drafted a team with their stun is Mana Leak, which they haven't ranked yet.
Yeah, of course the ensnare from Naga Siren doesn't really work up against the Storm. And the Sprout definitely doesn't work, so that's going to be a tough spot need for Uebelst. They need to get some hexes up, but that's a very, very long way away from where they are right now.
Yeah.
As their tier 1 tower goes down.
If this goes super long, I honestly expect this to be like a Weaver Hex game. Like, it'll definitely be Nature's Prophet if they can get it, but even Weaver. Naga now in trouble. He will die before he casts Song.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
not?
even if he does,
Yeah.
I mean, is it actually worth using Song right now? You need to save it for your carry. Sharfik, though, he's almost out of
He's still
mana. He
got
does have
wands.
8 stick charges indeed, and he should be able to live through this. Especially if some help comes out from Stompa. Stompa is level 8 at the moment. Oh, in comes Inquisitor. Careful, Exist. I mean, there's an actual Doom spell waiting for you, but it goes on Alex right now. Drum charges pop. This should be turning into a kill. One more hit needed. That's gonna be the Shockwave helping out that he stole from the Satire. Goes for Eat next, and that will be another kill. 2 kills again for aSpera. 11-2. Uebelst, what do you think that they should do to still keep themselves in this game?
Well, it's an unappetizing prospect, but I think as together as they've been running, they actually need to do even more so. Even though all of them are in the dire jungle most of the time, they're somehow still getting caught solo by Storm, which is not what you want to happen. The nice thing is aSpera has no vision of the jungle still, so I do think it's still more safe than it looks. That said, it's going to be really difficult at this point to get both the Phantom Lancer and the Nature's Prophet involved to a point where you can actually threaten to push.
Yeah, we actually haven't seen the supports that much yet of aSpera, have we? I mean, we have a Visage who's normally very prominent, especially in the early parts of the game, but he's just been able to farm, able to get some levels. He's level 8 at the moment, which is really strong because he's higher than both of the supports of aSpera or of Uebelst, and also higher than the Nature's Prophet, even though, of course, Nature's Prophet will get his levels in time with help of that Hand of Midas. But also the Rubik doing really well levels, also level 8, and I think we're gonna see a whole lot more of them because they will have apparently a bigger impact than a Naga Siren and the Keeper of the Light will have at the rate this is going.
Just levels, if nothing else. Keeper doesn't even have his ultimate. That'd actually be very, very useful because his ultimate is a fantastic tool for split pushing, but not for himself, I mean for whoever happens to be actually doing the pushing.
Sharfik, he is on hunt, passing again. Oh, Dust gets popped. He does get it. But
yeah, he using the static remnant to detect where a Weaver is as a sort of radar system. But he not fast enough to actually find out the Weaver because he does move at max movement speed.
yeah, Weaver able to live. Sharfik no longer on the hunt, or at least gonna try to help out his top lane where we have a bit of a push going on. We already have Nature's Prophet hanging around there. Illuminates will fly out as well. They're actually looking to fight Uebelst. Can they make something happen here? Can they kill something off? We have an Invis rune for Storm who can just go into this fight whenever he wants to.
They're gonna flip it, I think, yeah.
Yeah, they're aiming to. We also have Rubik who stole Shakushi, of course, which is really easy to steal. But they're looking for something. That's the right one. Oh, Stompa going for a different target there. Sharfik goes for Alex first. He's actually way over his head, perhaps. He's almost out of mana as well. We already have Keeper of Light dead, though. Eat now down as well. The Doom up on the Naga Siren, so no Song to disengage. And Naga Siren looks to be trying to get himself away. Phantom Lancer is able to exit this one as Rubik still goes down. Visage as well, Exist. Able to get a double kill. Time lapses himself out of the hands of Sharfik, but Sharfik once again low on mana. Tries to run. It's right in the hands of a sentry though, so that's not gonna happen. That's another kill going the way of aSpera, but they actually lost their 2 supports for that. I feel like a kind of miscommunication there. It looked like a bit too split out fight for aSpera, and they could have controlled that better.
Top tower has fallen.
Definitely a little bit of miscommunication between Stompa and Sharfik there. Like, there's really no way to doubt that when one guy telekinesis on Phantom Lancer and the other guy dives for a Keeper of the Light, that they're not on the same page. Yeah. But it's okay, they still win the fight. They kill the Weaver, which was one of the... Some of the good news for Uebelst was that this Weaver was leveling and getting towards whatever he's making with this ult orb. It could still be the Lincolns. It could actually be Yasha. Sorry, it could be Mantis Style. So either way, they'll be happy to get that kill. They'll be happy to get all the kills that they did. I still think that they're very securely in control of this. Doom has Mechanism. Nobody on Uebelst is close to it, so they can take these big 5v5 engagements with an advantageous position. Once Doom adds Vladimir's Offering as well, Anti-Mage suddenly becomes terrifying, and they can take Roshan.
I find Anti-Mage already pretty terrifying. He was able to take down the tier 2 bottom
Yeah.
while his team was fighting, and actually did some damage to the tier 3 as well, purely by split pushing. Oh, Zizou, I think you're gonna be in some trouble there. Gets ensnared. Where's your team? They're pretty close by. Can they be there in time to help out? Zizou. In comes Sharfik. Zizou already dead, but Sharfik looking for revenge. Gets himself 1 kill. Looking for the next. It is gonna be Alex. I think that there is no hope for him either. In comes the song, but not after a double kill already happened for Sharfik. And I'm not sure if the song alone is gonna be enough. Pass. In some trouble, and gone. Stick charges, is it enough? The urn charge still sticking, 1 more hit needed, he gets it, that's a triple kill. Sharfik though, he just overextended for that one, but is able to zip himself away from the tower. Doom up, and hello Go Audio, welcome to the fight. That's his first participation in any of the kills, and he gets it as well. That's Weaver down once again.
Dire's bottom
A triple kill for Sharfik, a kill for Go Audio.
Typical Anti-Mage team for participation. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Dire's middle
I
tower
gotta say, I meant to mention this earlier, but like I just don't love Uebelst's draft here. It looks like they're like messing up, but really I think most of their troubles lie in their lineup.
middle tower is under attack.
I don't feel that the PL was necessary. I almost think the PL made their team a lot worse this game, and this is kind of a lesson to just in general. Like PL is not an always food; he's kind of a sometimes food. Like Phantom Lancer's a really good hero, but here they ended up with a mid lane that couldn't really win. Like the Weaver could do well, which is great, but he couldn't win.
Yeah.
The Nature's Prophet obviously is not going to win his lane. He's going to just decamp to jungle. But you're up against a Storm Spirit for whom you have no stuns. Like, I can't overstate how much it's unfortunate that they have 0 stuns to deal with Storm Spirit. And then, sure, PL gives you a way to deal late game with Anti-Mage, theoretically, but your lanes aren't quite strong enough, and your mid-game certainly isn't strong enough to avoid Storm Doom from being a serious problem. Forget Anti-Mage, like, how are they supposed to live through Storm as long as Storm had a decent game?
Yeah, I fully agree. We mentioned it a little bit during or at the end of the draft as well, but it's troublesome. They're still able to pick up Stompa in the mid lane, but you know, Go Audio just took himself a tower, a tier 3 tower. Nothing that Uebelst was able to do about it. I mean, they just had to sit back and watch and like, okay, you know what, I mean, it seemed like they have accepted the fact at the start of the game already, like, okay, you know what, we're going to be up against an Anti-Mage that's going to get free farm.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not ready for it. Nice blink, Go Audio.
I mean, how are Keeper and Naga gonna roam and kill Anti-Mage by themselves, right? Is like the problem there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really think maybe just a different. I think carry bans were annoying for them. They weren't happy with the fact that like Alchemist in this lineup would be a lot stronger, I feel. But even a Weaver tri-lane and some other more natural mid in the mid could have worked.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see the end of the game soon, because down goes Nature's Prophet and Naga Siren. And Keeper of the Light is level 7 right now. The moment that he shows his face, Sharfik is gonna jump on him, and there's no way he's gonna live through that. So that's gonna be some trouble. That's gonna be the first set of Rex down at 21 minutes in.
And Sharfik is very good on Storm Spirit also. It's one of his better heroes, I feel. I'm always impressed when teams with him give it to him.
Yeah, he seems to be really in his game with those high aggression solo mids, as Alex finds himself at the back end of that one. Anti-Mage with a double kill though. Go Audio indeed, I mean, he's been farming the entire game, and only now when he starts having some fun the GG gets called. The typical carry, if you're doing your job right, or if your team is doing your job right, they don't even need you.
Right,
So
exactly.
aSpera, they take a game, the first game that Uebelst played, they lose here in StarSeries. We are going to see them again, however, so we're going to see if their draft it will probably be a little bit stronger. At least we're going to assume that it will be. They will be up against Rock's Kiss in their next game.
Nice. And yeah, I mean, they didn't have a great game this time, but this doesn't mean that they can't do well in the rest of the day. And aSpera, I have to say, did very well. Sharfik especially.
Yeah.
I really liked how he was able to maximize like every bit of his health and mana in every fight.
Yeah.
Like he would just get out of fights with like 10 HP and 10 mana, but that's fine. That's actually what you want. Your health and mana are a resource, especially on Storm Spirit, where every single point of mana can be extra damage for you. So being able to use them all and get out alive, even at low health, is you're really running the hero for as much as it can go for.
Yeah, we're gonna see Roxkiss. See if they do the same thing here up against Uebelst. Of course, that's not the thing that we wish for Uebelst. We're hoping for a good Dota regardless of who wins. By the way, for people wondering, Uebelst, of course, new in StarSeries. They have replaced CD. It's a bit of a hassle in terms of how the points are going to be done, the points or the games that CD has played, for example. CD has already played Poseidon on Monday. That game is going to be replayed regardless, later today actually. CD is actually also the team that played in the first match of the season, which was up against KP, which they actually won. For now, the scores show that Uebelst has actually taken over their points, but we don't really have any confirmation for that just yet, so for now the score list that you will see will be slightly odd, but hopefully you'll bear with us. Anyways, we're gonna have Roxkiss taking on Uebelst next. Might have a bit of a break as the official starting time of the next game is at 1800, which is 25 minutes away from now, so sit tight and we'll be right back.